with the NBA draft lottery in the books, it's only fitting that today I do my NBA mock draft 2.0. Now this is kind of a special one. I'm not doing round 1. I'm doing round 1 and 2. So you'll get all 60 picks from this mock draft. This is a really long task to do. It took me longer than I wish. I'm not sure I'm going to do 2 rounds, or let alone another mock draft. I'll probably do one, maybe. I know I could do one maybe 2 weeks for the draft, maybe, but that'll be the last one. So let's get started. The 76ers won the draft lottery last night, so they have the first pick. And there is a debate between whether they'll take Ben Simmons or Brandon Ingram. Now, I've kind of said in a couple videos in the past that Ben Simmons is kind of an overhyped player. But I do think the 76ers go with Ben Simmons here. I know because UFC is MMA. He was really on to that video where I said Ben Simmons is an overrated player. He was really on to that. And then at number 2, I have the Lakers going with Brandon Ingram. Because Brandon Ingram, most people feel like he'll be a better fit in Philadelphia, and Ben Simmons wants to be in LA. Something about a shoe deal, or it's either that. Well, it's probably that, and he also wants to put his old high school teammate D'Angelo Russell. Number 3, this is the Nets pick, but the Celtics own it with all those trades they made, and I have to go with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's a wonderful shooter. I would have him go with Buddy Hield, but Buddy Hield does not play defense that well. Number 4, the Suns going with Dragan Bender. Now, Dragan Bender, the Bosnian player, I get Kristaps Porzingis vibes out of him, as I said in my first mock draft. And then, by the way, if you want to see how different this mock draft is to the mock draft 1.0, I'll put the link of the first mock draft in the description box below. Number 5, I have the Timberwolves going with Buddy Hield. I feel like this is just a pick that the Timberwolves need to go through on. But their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, doesn't like to play young talent, so Buddy Hield may not get a lot of playing time. Number 6, I have the Pelicans going with Kris Dunn out of Providence. They were going to originally take Buddy Hield, but they need the next best thing. They need a top 10 talent player to get him into the Western Conference race, like into the top 8. They just need him to line up with Anthony Davis. Then, at number 7, the Nuggets with Domantas Sabonis out of Gonzaga. They need his... He has great size, great athletic ability, really strong player. I feel like out of all of these players in the lottery, I feel like him and Bender will have the biggest impact next season. Number 8, I have the Kings with Jaylen Brown. The Kings need a great shooter as well. They need to complement Rondo and Boogie Cousins, because they're not sure if Boogie Cousins is going to come back. Number 9, I have the Raptors with Jakob Poeltl. Now the Kings should also pick him up at number 8, just in case Boogie Cousins doesn't really play next season. Then number 10, I have the Bucks going with Skal Labissiere out of Kentucky. 11, I have Magic going with Marquese Kris. 12, I have the Jazz going with Henry Ellison. Number 13, I have the Suns with Deyonta Davis. And 14, I have the Bulls going with Furkan Korkmaz. Now, I don't really want to explain all the picks due to time constraint. But if you want an explanation, I mean, UFC as MMA will probably comment on this video, which I really enjoy. It's not to make the channel more credible, it's just that he kind of has a better job at this than I do, because I don't really get that much into the NBA draft and stuff. This is actually my first year doing a mock draft in like a long time. Number 15 on the Nuggets with Wade Baldwin the 4th. 16 on the Celtics going with Brice Johnson. 17 on the Grizzlies going with Denzel Valentine. Number 18 are the Pistons going with Tyler Ulis. 20 I had the Pacers going with I skipped one. 19 on the Nuggets going with Timothy Luol. 20 the Pacers going with Demetrius Jackson. Number 21 my Atlanta Hawks go with Diamond Stone. because they'll probably need him because Al Horford may not be on that team next year, and neither will probably Kent Bazemore, but they'll take care of Kent Bazemore's spot later in the draft. 22 had the Hornets go with Malachi Richardson, who really turned on the Jets in the NCAA tournament. Number 23 had the Celtics going with Thon Maker, who's being hyped up with this NBA talent, who's not going to college. 24 the 76ers with Taurean Prince. 25 the Clippers with Malik Beasley. 26 the 76ers going with Dejounte Murray. Yes, he is a lottery pick in the majority of mock drafts, but I think he's going to slip down. Number 27 the Raptors going with Check Dalio out of Kansas. Number 28 the Suns going with Damian Jones. 29 the Spurs going with Peter Cornelay. And number 30 had the Warriors going with Malcolm Brogdon. On to the second round. Start of the second round, number 31 of the Celtics with Melo Trimble, who in, I think any other season, Melo Trimble would probably be a late first rounder. In fact, I had Melo Trimble at number 25, but I feel like his stock may fall down a little bit. 32 of the Lakers with Ante Zizic. 33 the Clippers with Avisa Zubac. 34 the Suns with Ben Bentel. Number 35 the Celtics going with Gary Payton the second. So the second year in a row, the Celtics are getting great shooters and great athletes in their draft. 36 are the Bucks with Patrick McGaw. Number 37 the Rockets with A.J. Hammonds, who I originally had him sneaking into the first round, but I changed that this morning. 30 I have the Bucks with Chino Anuku. He's out of Louisville, so I'll ask Deezy how it's pronounced. Number 39, I have the Pelicans with Kris LeVert. 40, I have the Pelicans with Anthony Barber. 41, the Magic with Juan Hernan Gomez. Number 42, I have the Jazz with Zhu Qi. Number 43, I have the Rockets with Wayne Selden. This is kind of a steal in a way, in my opinion. At number 44, I have the Hawks with Daniel House out of the Texas A&M University. Number 45, the Celtics go with DeAndre Brimby. Number 46, I have the match with Steven Zimmerman. 47, the match with Pascal Siakam. 48, I have the Bulls going with Daniel Hamilton. 49, I have the Pistons with Tyrone Wallace. 50, I have the Pacers going with Isaiah Cousins, who didn't get that much attention this year because of Buddy Hield, but he's still a great athlete, really talented. Number 51 of the Boston Celtics, getting even better, Marcus Page. Now, originally, Marcus Page was undrafted in the majority of mock drafts, but I feel like when we go back to his NCAA tournament, because all of his whole senior season, people were questioning his inability to make three-pointers. And in the NCAA tournament, he really stepped up and made a bunch of key three-pointers, especially the one that tied up the national championship game. But of course, Chris Jenkins came down the other side of the court and sank in a game-winning three himself. Number 52 had the Jazz going with Jake Layman. 53 had the Nuggets with Joel Bolomboy out of Weber State, who's really talented. He finished third in the nation in rebounds last year. Number 54 of the Atlanta Hawks with Robert Carter. Number 55 out of the Nets going with Michael Ginniby out of Syracuse, who also stepped up in the NCAA tournament for Syracuse. Number 56 of the Nuggets with Kyle Wiltshire out of Gonzaga, who I think if he made it on an NBA team, I feel like he'd be a real success. Number 57 of the Grizzlies with Gershon Yabusele. Number 58 of the Celtics with Gerard Utah out of Iowa. 59, I have the Kings with Isaiah Coordinator. And number 60, the final pick, I have the Jazz with Georgios Papagiannis. So there it is. There is your NBA Mock Draft 2.0. I think I do have a little bit of time to explain some of the picks. Let's finish the lottery up. Jaylen Brown, I did say they need a good shooter. And the Raptors with Jakob Poeltl. Jonas Valanciunas is getting pretty old in my opinion, so they'll probably draft him, build some youth up in Toronto. And Skal Labissiere, really underrated player. I feel like if it fits into the Bucks system really well, they can win some games. And then Marquese, Kris. The Magic just need a... I think the Magic are going to rebuild this team. It's going to start with him. And Henry Ellison. I haven't seen much of his tapes. I haven't seen Marquese, Kris's tapes that much. But I feel like these will be great athletes. These will be really talented players. Then 13, the Suns with Deyonta Davis. He didn't really get that much of attention this year with Denzel Valentine and Bryn Forbes and Matt Costello. For 14 of the Bulls with Furkan Korkmaz. I feel like they just need a solid shooting guard. And it's not that Denzel Valentine's not that talented. I just think Furkan Korkmaz, I just feel like he could have Manu Ginobili vibes. And people that I thought that could get drafted, well, people I want to see go on NBA teams. Of course, Yogi Ferrell out of Indiana. He really deserves to be on an NBA team. So does Ryan Arcidiacono. He deserves to be on an NBA team as well. Let's see, who else do we got? Alex Caruso from Texas A&M deserves to be on there. Because he was at Texas A&M during the rough times when they weren't winning that many games. Let's see, who else deserves to be on the NBA roster? Let me think for a moment. I can't think of any, but if there's a college player that you enjoyed following the past couple of seasons, comment them in below. Well, Perry Ellis is a good player. I wouldn't mind seeing Perry Ellis get drafted to a team. Anyway, comment below what you think of the mock draft. If there's anybody that was in the lottery picks that shouldn't have been in the lottery picks and somebody that wasn't that should be in there. Now, which player are you looking forward to this upcoming season? And would you go Ben Simmons or Brandon Ingram? Comment that below as well. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Well, like this video and please subscribe to the channel. So this has been a great video. Please share this with your friends. Email for suggestions on future videos, birdtechjohnny@gmail.com. Also, follow my sports Twitter account @JBTalkSports. That'll be it. Have a great day, everybody.